Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Snap Decisions. I am your nighttime Snap DJ, your host with the most. I have with me today, I have the pleasure of having him on. Super Tech God is with me today. Man, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. And again, thanks for coming on my show. I love what
Of
you do,
course.
man. I love your videos.
Appreciate that.
Your videos are just so chill, and I love watching them. And I love seeing all of those amazing variants that come out. Like everybody else, it's so exciting, and a whole bunch of new ones just got data
Yeah.
mined with the.
Oh yeah. I can't wait for that video.
Oh man, I can't either. The comic book covers that they were showing and everything. I love
Oh
those,
my
dude.
God. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely love. We got our first
Yes.
Jack Kirby comic cover coming.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
man,
It's
so
gonna be good
good.
stuff. It's gonna be good stuff. Cannot wait
Oh,
for that.
absolutely, man. I can't wait either. So, yeah, guys, make sure you check out Super Tech God's channel. He does amazing work. And obviously, he is the king of variants, man. He's got them all.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But let me get started. So, I want to ask you, obviously, how long have you, first off, let's start where, how long have you played Marvel Snap? Were you in since the beta?
Yeah. Since the beta of
Okay.
May of what, 2 years ago? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. It's been that long already. That's
Can you
crazy.
believe that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a commercial for it on IGN, and I used a bunch of emails, and I signed up and got lucky
Nice.
because
Okay.
I had an Android device at the time.
Yep.
I had the Pixel 4a.
Okay.
And you need a Pixel phone to get on the beta. So I got lucky with that. Later on, some people that I knew who had iPhones and iOS devices, they had to move to the Philippines for the second season. But
Oh,
they
okay.
that's how they got into the beta. I
Okay.
don't shame anyone, but yeah, that's how I got to. That's how I got lucky. Having that Pixel 4a got me into that beta.
Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah, I never would have thought that'd be the case. You would always kind of think that, yeah, I know phones very well. I've been working
Yeah.
in that industry for quite a while, so
Oh,
I'm very
awesome.
familiar with the 4A. Yes.
Yes, yeah. Listen, I was a Pixel phone. I'm an iOS person, I'm an Apple person, but that camera on the Pixel phone was so good.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember that birthday, I got the Pixel 4a as well as my iPhone, and I was just taking pictures of the Pixel 4a. It was so small, it was perfect size, and the camera on it was just so smooth.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Yep.
definitely
Yep.
happy for that time.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, so yeah, you got in on it very early on. Before you had played Snap, and well, I'll ask
Yeah.
you two questions. What were you doing before as far as for me it was Magic. I started Magic in the 90s, so I was playing card, the actual card Magic and going to some
Mhm.
tournaments here and there. And I've played other things through the years. I played Marvel Battle Lines, which was such a cash grab. It was awful, but it was
Wow.
but yes, and I got in it simply because I saw the IP. I saw the ad for it, and I'm like, I have to play.
Yeah.
So where did you get started with gaming? Like especially like a card game type thing, or
Uh,
was Marvel Snap your first one?
I don't know. My first card game was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay,
I
okay,
was born in the 80s.
yep.
Was Pokemon, of course, when it
Oh
came to
yeah,
the competitive scene first. But when Yu-Gi-Oh came out with the cartoon, I fell in love with it, and I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh ever since. Even to the point where my 13-year-old, well, he was a bit younger then. We used to go to tournaments. We'll go to shops and we'll play games. So
that's
I was a
awesome.
big Yu-Gi-Oh fan to the point where as you get adult money, you shouldn't be spending your adult money. I actually bought the Japanese Kaiba briefcase with the three blue eyes in the original pack he had from the cartoon.
Oh, that's cool.
That's how much of a fan I am of Kaiba and, of course, Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, I played a lot of Duel Links as well from Yu-Gi-Oh. And Master Duel had just come out, and I was heavy into that, but I've never streamed before. And then Snap came out, kind of took me away from that, and then I started streaming. The first ever time streaming was Marvel Snap. So that's how I got into Snap. My first original card game was definitely Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I remember used to see when we would go to the shops and we were playing Magic, we used to see some people playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and then obviously Pokemon came out a little bit later after that, so
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
saw some people playing that too. So what did you like most about the experience of that? See, for me, I just love that. Yeah, you'd go to the tournaments, but I mean, when we first started playing, the Magic cards that were out then were so broken, and if you only had the newer cards, you weren't winning in a tournament. It
Right,
just was that way. But I just used to enjoy the meeting different people. Obviously, going to trade cards, I'd be taking my binders with me and
right,
seeing what I
yeah,
could
yeah,
trade and stuff like that. I
right,
just enjoyed that. It was just a fun time, and you just gathered with a bunch of people and that were all like fans of the same thing. So what was your experience like when you were playing Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that?
Same thing, man. Being able to take my binders, my case, my tins of cards, and
Yep.
going out and seeing other people and see what they playing, what they brought, and trade with them, and try to build up my Blue Eyes deck, and
Yep.
have a good time. But yeah, the community scene was the best thing about Yu-Gi-Oh. Back then my mind wasn't even thinking about collecting and saving. The only cards I collected and kind of kept in good condition was basketball and baseball cards. But
Yep.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I don't know if I mean, I'm sure you might have heard, but Nintendo Power used to
Oh
have
yeah.
cards in the back of their book. So I kept those as well, nice and minted.
Oh
The
wow.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Okay.
cards, I just all over the place and trade them, and want to play and meet people. Oh, this guy, I know he wanted this dark magician. Can't wait to see him and try to get a Blue Eye. So yeah, that was the most fun time of it. And of course, getting older and then having my son be into it.
Yeah, that's
That
awesome.
was so awesome, just playing. Dad, I want to play you. I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Can we play these rules? Can we do this? And those are my good times with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's great, man. Absolutely love it. Now you collect the sports cards too. I go back to that too. I mean, I was collecting sports trading cards way back when as well. Baseball, football, almost every kind of thing.
Yeah.
So well, what's out there. Who's your favorite teams, man? I gotta ask you. Are you
Yeah.
a basketball fan?
I'm a basketball fan. I'm a Knicks fan. Yes,
Okay,
Knicks doing good right
they're
now.
playing my Celtics tonight, man. I just left
Oh, we
the
got it.
TV.
We got it. We got that. We got it. I'm not worried about it at all. It's perfect timing. It's
Right,
perfect time.
right.
I'm a big time Tampa Bay Bucks fan. Been a
Oh,
Bucks fan
nice.
since Warren
Okay.
Sapp days, so since the Tampa Bay Yucks. So
Yes.
I'm
The
not a
creamsicle
creamsicle,
uniforms.
right. I'm not a
Oh
fan
man.
because of Tom Brady. I'm a fan because of Warren Sapp and those Tampa Bay Yucks with
Yeah,
Dungy
dude. With
and Brooks.
Dilfer.
Yes, the A Train.
Yes.
Sean
Yeah,
Kemp
man.
was a quarterback at one time.
Yep.
And yeah, come on, those big time Bucks fan. And then of course, when it comes to baseball, I'm a Mets fan.
There you go. Okay.
There it is.
You're kind of all over the place. Well, you got two New York teams,
So, yeah,
so
yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
yeah.
so that's cool. I'm Celtics, Cowboys, and Dodgers.
Oh
For
wow,
and I got them
you
all from my parents, but I'm
there you
all
go.
all across the country,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I live in Northeast PA.
Oh, so
So it's like I'm all over the place.
should be
My
go Philly. Okay, all right.
okay, yeah, my aunt was a Dodgers fan, so I just
Awesome.
grew up, and my dad was a Cowboys fan,
Makes sense.
and my grandfather was all Boston Red Sox, Boston
Awesome.
Celtics.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. It's great because with that stuff, you see it kind of coming back into the fold now. People are collecting sports cards again.
I know that's better for us because it means our cards should get
Very
some good
true.
value, right? So
No
I'm happy
kidding.
about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get people coming into our Best Buy looking for like baseball cards and stuff like that now, and I'm like, wow, I had no idea that they were getting popular again. So that's cool, dude.
Yeah, they
That's
are. Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. Yeah.
Now, obviously, Marvel, you had to be brought in for the IP. I think most of the people are that play this game, and I mean, I go back to one of the reasons I love it, and I want to ask you this because being that you have that awesome collection of variants that you have, that's one of the things that attracts me to this game is the fact that when you see these cards coming out, especially, oh my gosh, I absolutely love the comic book covers. Those Golden Age comic book covers are
so good.
Amazing.
So good. Yes.
And I'm so happy that we're getting more. But yeah, I got in it for that. Marvel is just a big thing, all the movies and everything else. But were you a Marvel fan prior to playing this? I'm sure you were.
100%.
Yeah.
Big time Marvel fan. Of course, love DC as well. But yeah, collect the comics. I still have my Avengers versus X-Men first edition, my Miles Morales first editions.
That's awesome.
I'm a big time comic collector from back then. I stopped after the digital age allowed me to get all my comics on my
online.
iPad.
Me too.
And I started reading more DC ones, like the Rebirth. I was a big fan of those.
Yep.
So big time Marvel fan prior to Snap. Loved the movies.
Yep.
Of course, the Infinity Saga was still one of the best sagas that anybody can ever create. We will never see another one.
No.
And of course, the X-Men cartoon. I grew up on it. That was what I grew up on. That's what made me kind of want to dive into the Marvel lore and everything else. Of course, play a lot of Marvel games back in the day, especially for Super Nintendo, Genesis. Um, that X-Men game for Genesis was we start off in the snow stage.
Oh
With
yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
we can never forget that. That how many times have we played that? So come on, we've been Marvel fans. That's what I'm trying to say since way back when, and having a good
Yeah,
time. So
yeah,
when I saw Marvel was doing a card game, I thought Yu-Gi-Oh first, and I was like,
yep.
let's see what it looks like. But then to see how great the game was, I think you know, not no knocking to any other card game, but yes, I think Snap is one of the best card games by far, based
Yep.
on ease of use, easy to learn, and of course that Marvel IP helps, right? So
Oh, no
um,
doubt.
that's what drew me into it. Was more so seeing the cards and what they do, and then in the beta, seeing all these variants. And I didn't care; it didn't do anything special. I just love the fact of the art style of it,
Yeah, man.
and when you upgrade it, when it pops out, and the
Oh,
detail behind it and the animation, it just captured me, and I was like, I have to get these, right?
yep.
And I know I don't own them, but I have to get them. And it was like that really drew me into the game because I wanted to be able to have a card list that when people see me, they get like, wow. And to this day, when I play people, I get all my cards I put down, they star it all the time, and it's
Oh,
just
I'm
like
sure, dude.
it's a great feeling. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, and like you said, they hooked me by just showing me the cards. The game worked out for me too because it's nice and quick. And for me being kind of a more casual player, I don't get as much time to play as I'd like to. So
right,
for me, that's what hooked me in. And then when I saw the cards, and even before, I like it how you can go back and you could look at the original cards. And yes, now they have the ones that are coming out with the Marvel logo on top for the comic books that they're
right.
books. But even back then, a lot of people I don't think realized if you're not a big comic book reader, you may not have known a lot of these were comic book
Comic
covers.
book
Like,
covers, yeah, yeah,
yeah, like I remember the Spider-Man, the McFarlane Spider-Man with the
yes,
webs
yes,
behind
yeah,
him.
with the
Like
webs, yeah, yeah,
if you
the
didn't
black
know
and white,
that, if you didn't read them, you wouldn't have known that that was a comic book cover. So many of
yeah,
the art germ ones
yes.
are
The
comic book
arrow,
covers.
I
Yeah.
actually brought the Arrow one for Loot Muncher, which one of our he loved the Arrow, and I remember I
Yep.
brought that comic book from him. But yes, even that, like a lot of the art term covers were comic covers. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah, that's really cool. Well, let me see. Now I'm going to backtrack with you a little bit because you and I are close to the same age, and I love it
Yeah,
because I don't get sometimes to talk
100%.
to somebody that's closer to me. I'm
That's what
always the old
happens.
man of the conversation.
That's what
But
happens.
when you were watching Marvel stuff back in the day, I mean, and I have to ask you this because I think this is amazing as a Marvel fan. Did you ever? Because I grew up in I was watching stuff in the '70s, Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby, and I was watching
Yeah,
that lousy
Batman.
Spider-Man TV show that was on CBS for a little bit with Nicholas
Yeah,
Hammond. To this day, I think he played a good Peter Parker. I still do.
100%.
And then all that stuff, and then you're watching like I was watching the animated Spider-Man from the 1960s.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Uh,
60s. Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Through the 90s, like you were saying, and then
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
X-Men came along. And so for me, that is what I just still can't believe today that we are where we are with all this stuff. Like you mentioned the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I'm going to use a wrestling term here, but man, when I saw Thanos on the screen, I marked out. I
Oh yeah,
saw him
100%.
and I'm like,
100%.
oh my God, they have Thanos.
100%. And
Can you go ahead? I'm sorry.
no, I'm saying no. I get what you're saying. Even from the first Avengers movie, with them being together, and of course Thanos coming at the end,
Yes.
it takes you right back to
Oh,
every Marvel thing you've ever read, even Marvel versus Capcom, right?
yeah.
With the Infinity Stone, like it just took me back to all of that. And yes,
Yep.
you definitely like wow, like you're so excited. And no, I did not expect it to get to this point for us to see things like this with
Yep.
any Marvel movie or superhero movie at all. I think Superman was it for me. Like, oh, a man can fly. We
You
did it.
can believe a man can fly. The
We did it.
tagline. Yes.
Yes, we did it. We made it. Did
Oh
not
my
expect what we
gosh.
had after that. So
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. I agree. Um, yeah, it's like it's so cool to see. How about I got to ask you about so when you went to see Endgame in the theater,
Mhm.
Were you in one of those theaters where when all the heroes started to reappear, that everybody was just screaming,
Cheering.
yeah, where
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I still get goosebumps when I think about it. You just
Oh
said it, and
my,
I got goosebumps.
yeah, it really
So yeah,
does. Like
I
I can
get
sit and
goosebumps right now.
watch.
Yeah,
I can watch YouTube videos of that. Like you'll
yeah,
pull them up with people's
yeah, yeah.
reactions to that,
And I get
and I'm
goosebumps.
sitting there, and you're right. Like I'll get all
Yeah,
goosebumps and everything from
yeah, yeah,
watching
yeah.
it. That was such an
Like,
amazing moment.
like, how do you know how
Um,
to do that? It was so
oh,
good.
oh man,
But
they
let's
do
take
so.
it back one more step. Let's go to the not Endgame, Infinity War, when everybody was dying. Spoiler, guys.
Oh,
My
horrible.
son left that theater crying.
I would bet. Yeah.
He Spider-Man, he cried.
Oh, that was so
I felt
sad with
so
Stark holding
bad.
him and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh my
My
gosh.
son cried
Yeah.
so much. Like, why Spider-Man? That's that.
Just
So those two emotions, right? From that
oh,
to everybody comes back. And
yep.
even when Cap got Moonir, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man,
good
he
times.
was
Good
the
times.
whole crowd's like, he's worthy as he's
Yeah,
holding the hammer. And
yes,
oh my gosh, man.
yes, yeah,
It's so cool. Like my daughters go see them and stuff with me too. And even as recently as the newest Guardians movie, my daughter was crying her eyes out in that film
yeah, yeah,
when you had the scene of them in up in just kind of like heaven or whatever, where they
yeah,
were the Rocket
yeah.
was there with his
Rocket,
friends, and
yeah,
my daughter just
yeah,
has tears streaming
yeah.
down her face, and I'm like, it really gets you. It really does.
Well, it does.
They do such an amazing job.
Such a great job.
Yeah, really, really do. And it's only going to get better. And I really like the
100%.
fact that these are going to continue. Hey, maybe even someday, who knows? Maybe someday, because listen, you never know. We get crossovers and things now that we never thought we would see before.
Right.
Maybe at some point someday, these film companies will get together and we might see a Marvel versus DC or something
We
like
need
that.
that. We need that.
Oh,
We
could you
need that
imagine?
comic book to life. Yes.
Oh,
I
it'd be
would love
so
it. I would love
amazing.
it.
Oh,
I
it'd be
would love
so
it.
amazing. Have you read the comics? The
I have,
Avengers
yes.
versus,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. As I'm saying,
yeah.
bring that to life.
Oh,
And if you want to spice it up, give us some Henry Cavill, give us some multiverse Superman.
yes.
Bring him in against our boy Iron Man,
Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr. Right? That'd
Yeah,
be some
man.
cool stuff. That's what I want to
Oh,
see on the screen.
oh God, yeah. It'd be so good. And who knows? Like I said, these film companies get together and they want to make like $1 billion. They might just
They
do
could
it
do it.
someday. They
They
might
could
just
do
do
it.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
to ask you a question about it, what if Second Dinner integrated DC cards
Oh
into
my
X-Men?
gosh, man. Oh, they make a fortune.
Wouldn't it?
Oh,
I'll be broke. I'll be broke at that
oh,
point.
me too. And I'm broke enough already with this. But oh yeah, and it would fit right in, right? It wouldn't even be that big. Of course, getting the IP, that's a lot of money.
Correct.
But I mean, it fit right in. You could just you battle against the different. You could have your own Marvel versus DC battle. I can hear the tagline. You ever
Yep.
want to have DC versus
Versus
Marvel? Well, now
Marvel.
you
Yep.
can.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be something. That'd be epic. That'd be epic.
Oh yeah, it'd be so second dinner. Get on that, man. It would be so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love it. So you got into Snap, and I know you were talking about, you saw all these cards, and you're like, man, I just got to have them. So I got to talk about your amazing collection, dude, because you have them. You've got
Yes.
every variant in the game, which, man, that not only takes obligation, that takes work to do
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. Talk to me a little bit about that and how you achieved that amazing
Yeah.
collection that you have.
So a few things happen, and we'll start from the beta times.
Mhm.
I won't bore you guys too much, but back in
No,
the beta, variants were one price. There were no rare, no super rares, no ultras, no ultimate. All variants were the same, and they were 800 gold.
nice.
What else was cool back then was after you became collection complete, or even before that, because they didn't want to give you all the cards right away,
Yep.
you got variants on your collection track. So most of my variants are from the collection track because you can get them all from there. You didn't have to.
Oh,
You didn't have
okay.
to get 1,200 gold ones from the shop and seven. You all of them were 800. So for a while, I got most of my variants from there, from the collection track,
Yeah.
because I didn't get all the cards. Then I got collection complete, and there were no avatars. There were no titles in the
Yep.
collection track. Anyway, they were in the infinite track, but not in the collection track, not in the collection. So
Yeah.
they had to give me something. And what they gave me, variants. So we got a bunch of variants, and then this event happened called the Nexus event.
Yep.
And when that happened, which people looked at. I thought it was an event too, but it wasn't. People looked at it as a loot box event. I invested into it
Okay.
and I tried to get everything from that loot box, so all the variants, the cards, etc. And I succeeded, right? And then when people got upset, which is why I commend Second Dinner, they said, "All right, you know what? We made a mistake. Here's back all your resources that you spent,
Wow. Okay.
and you get to keep the stuff you got from
Oh
the next event."
man.
So me being at that right place at the right time put me in a surplus of resources in the game. So I didn't have to
Yeah.
spend much. Not have to spend anything now because I already did that part. And I get to keep all the stuff that I got. So where there have been gold or extra credits and then the cars and the avatar and the variants,
Yeah.
I get to keep that plus all the stuff I put into it. I got to
Wow.
keep as
That's
well.
awesome.
So now, again, we're still not at a point where the variants have changed yet. But a little bit after that, then they started saying, okay, now we have super rare rares. All right, by that time, I'm already almost 700 complete. So now all I got to do is use the gold resources I have to get the 1200 gold variants, which I did. Month or a year later, I was variant complete.
Wow, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. So there you go. Yeah, you were just in the right spot at the right time that you needed to be there.
correct. Because I
That's
think
cool.
if I started at global, it wouldn't be that easy. Right? It would be
Yep.
very expensive first and foremost, but it won't be that easy because you would have to buy every 1200 gold variant,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That would get
I-
super expensive. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So like even
Absolutely.
now, I get lucky somewhat sometimes where I can do the 800 gold premium mystery variant and get a 1200 gold variant
Okay.
because my shop is mostly empty and it has probably the two 1200 gold ones. I take my chance. Sometimes I get avatars, but most times I do get that 1200 gold variant.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. I guess that's right because if you already have everything, your
Yeah,
shop's not going to be able to give you much
right.
other than what you. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So
Well, yeah,
that's
that makes sense.
so
Yeah.
there it is. So I got lucky by investing early. So now I don't have to spend anything, and that's how I'm able to do that and not go broke,
Well,
right? But of
that's
course the bundles I still have to get. But other than that,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah. That's smart, man. Well, you've got such an amazing collection. So, and I'm sure you've got a ton of favorites. But what are a couple of your favorite cards that you might have?
Well, my favorite artist is Kim Jacinto. I think he's
Oh
a
yeah,
phenomenal. I love all
great.
his cards. The stances are just flawless. Some of the best cards I have. I mean, I had the Shang-Chi and it was a Kim Jacinto for a while. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Now I have this good the comic book back Galactus
Oh
is
my
my
gosh,
favorite.
yes, with the four fantastic four
Yeah,
planets floating around.
yeah.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
show you my split for that if you want to see it. And then of course I also love the comic book back of oh my goodness, how I forget his name, the villain from
By
High Evo.
Evo.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that comic book back variant is the best one
Oh,
animated
oh
because you see
yeah, because
yeah
yeah.
the animation. Galactus comes second, but
What
that's
about
my
man? How about
Man
Man
Thing.
Thing?
Man Thing is good too, but I like the other
Oh,
Man Thing variant. I like the Fantasy Man Thing variant a lot. Um,
yo,
and
the
yeah,
one
no,
with the cane, right? The one holding the
yes, yeah,
cane. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
that's
that one a
cool.
lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are some of my favorite ones. I did do a countdown for the top 10 variants of 2023, and I liked the Baby Blade, the Chibi Blade,
Oh
a lot
yes.
as well.
Yeah.
I love the Doom Gala variant. I think that was number one. That Gala variant is just phenomenal. And then there's a bunch of other ones too, but those are
Oh,
definitely my favorites.
the Doom that's got the hood over him, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
The what? Yeah. I just got that. Well, it's not going to show my green screen, but that's
there's the
supposed to be the
Mantle.
man thing, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
it's
cover
a
it back.
god. I got a gold split, and I got the
Ooh,
rainbow crackle. So
yes,
yeah,
that's perfect.
yeah. And the Galactus, the very first, I have so many Galactus cards. I'm a huge Galactus fanatic.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I have more variant. I have all his variants, and I have more splits of that card than I have any other one.
Wow.
But Galactus, I got the first split on that comic book cover was inked with the purple
Ooh,
crackle. So very first split, and I love the comic book covers. I love ink because it looks just like the original artwork.
Right.
So when when they come in and they have all that stuff ready to go for the pages, they're always black and white.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I that's
That's
part of the
amazing.
reason I love them. How about Werewolf by Night? I love that one too.
That one is great too. That comic book back
Yeah.
is great. Classic Werewolf by Night. I
Oh
agree.
man, how he pops out of that cover, and you could see,
Yeah.
and yeah, High Evo. I had no idea High Evo was a what if book,
Yeah. Yeah.
until I looked that up. I'm like, oh wow, this is a what if comic book. I had
Yeah.
no clue, but yeah, I'm so glad that they're bringing more of those out. I was saying in a couple of shows that I'd done earlier that I hope we get more of them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now we're seeing them, and
Data
definitely gonna
mine.
have to
Yeah.
check out your video when you show
Oh
those
yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah. For
oh my
sure.
gosh.
I can't wait.
They were data mined, and obviously
Yep.
now we're getting the Jack Kirby Avengers,
Yep.
and there's so many other cool ones that they're coming at. The Absorbing Man one. How about him
That
leaping
looks
out of that
great.
comic? Oh,
Yeah, that
dude,
looks so good.
it's so
It's
good.
crazy. It's banana. I love it. I love it.
Oh
My
gosh, it's
favorite card, however, is the Infinite. So I have
okay.
every split of that card. But
Oh no way, that's
yeah, yeah,
cool.
even the base one. And in the beta days, when you had a split of those cards, it did not have to have a finish. So you can get a gold back with no finish. So I do have the Infinite like that.
Yeah, see, you know what? And I'm kind of glad they gave us the ability now to do that because, like I was saying with the inked ones, I like just having the base gray with the inked ones because it just looks cooler. Again, like I
Right.
said, it looks like a comic book page.
Agreed.
So now at least we're able to do that. So I kind of like the that you have the capability of doing that. So,
Yeah.
um, what did you think of all the mechanics and stuff about how they're allowing us to do that now? And obviously now
Um,
go ahead.
I'm happy about it.
Yeah, me too.
What made me sad was reading the patch notes where they said
Yes.
finally we can move a split or a finish from one variant that we have to the next,
Yes.
or I think the same variant, just a different in the same thing. Nonetheless,
Right.
I was so happy about it. Posted about it. I was like, yes, finally. And then they made a mistake. It's coming out next.
Next month.
Yeah,
I didn't
next.
realize it either. I'm messing around and then I'm like,
Yeah,
ooh, look at this. You can do
yeah,
this now. And then I go to
yeah,
do it and I'm like, it's not there.
yeah, yeah. But I'm happy that we can do border changes again, which I
Yeah.
like because there are some cards that you upgrade and you're like, yeah, I really wish I kept this border or the purple border. Like for that Galactus, for example, the comic book back. I do have the gold split with the gold crackle, but I
Yes.
do like having the purple border around it because it matches the
Yeah.
purple. So like I'm happy we could do stuff like that. So, but I cannot wait till we can take splits and Kirby dots from one card and put it on the same variant, but just a different version of it. So
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
wait for that.
yeah. Me too. Same here. Are you excited for new? Like, if they, I know they eventually said that they might be coming out with some new borders and stuff like that too.
Yes.
We got a glimpse of, and I don't know if this is going to come to pass. But we got a glimpse of like a galaxy background that they were kind of teasing a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, obviously, whenever you can get those cards looking even better by putting these new backgrounds and stuff on them, it's always exciting, right?
Agreed. I can't wait for that. We heard talks of new variants, right? Mythic ones.
Yes.
Waiting to see what that does.
Yeah.
I would like to see some variants that pop out and like do cool things, right?
Yeah. Oh
Um,
man, like
that,
actions and stuff like that. Oh, that'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
amazing.
But yeah, I'm excited to see some new style of variants.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, that would be awesome. It's cool. They're adding like so much more every time they do a patch and stuff. And this most recent patch, they added a whole bunch of animation, or
Oh
they add more and
yeah,
more animations to the cards and the
yeah.
things that they do with them, which I think is amazing. They're doing more and more with it. So yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, I'll ask you this. So, as far as your play style, what's some of the favorite decks you like to play and enjoy playing?
I'm a big discard fan, so
Okay, yeah,
um,
nice.
yeah, from the beta, Lady Sif, Ghost Rider for
Yep,
Infinite, right?
yep.
Lady Sif was a 2 cost card back then,
Yes,
so
she was.
it's good times. So big discard fan. I do also enjoy me a little bit of Galactus for sure. I
Oh, I
was
love Galactus, man.
Null and
It's so fun.
Galactus was my favorite season, right?
Yep.
Null and Galactus, so big on that as well. I love surprising our opponents. So yeah, so War Machine, storming a lane, War Machine, throw Galactus in there.
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff I'm really I'm enjoying playing right now. And of course, different things. I like doing different types of card lists, not just keeping it the same. I
Yeah.
definitely Tribunal was another one I liked a lot, and Move. I like Move too. Move is a great, very different card list. People really can't prepare for Move if they don't want to do math. So
Yeah, that's very true. Move, I think, is a little different. I call them sometimes it's a big brain deck. You really need
yeah,
to. It's not a deck where you can just kind of mess around.
right,
Galactus decks in the past or ramp decks, they're very linear. You know where
right,
you're going, and you're going to play that one lane. You're going to ramp out Galactus somehow, and you know what you're going to do.
right.
And similarly to the Annihilus Galactus deck, it's very same similar thing. But with Move, you really have to pay attention to what you're doing because man, you
Yeah,
got to get those cards in the exact places they need to be
gotta,
before the end of the game. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Play
yeah,
steps ahead. You got to say, all right, Iron Fist here. We're gonna move this card here, and we got to pull it back here, so we Homdell here.
yes.
It's a lot. Playing Move is like playing classic card games in Snap because you got to take your time.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, it kind of
Yeah,
is. You're right. Like you go back to your, I mean, obviously, Snap is so much of Snap is based on poker.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, you go back to card games like that. That even for me, used to play card games with my grandparents and stuff. When as a kid, when you play like Old Maid and you play all these other
yeah,
cards that
yeah,
would get
yeah.
spread out all over the
Gin
table. But
Rummy.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Gin
It
Rummy
does.
and
Yeah.
and yeah, so yeah, no, you're right. It does kind of do that. Now your move decks. Are you into like just classic move, or I know because now they have the Phoenix Force deck that's out there that moves things around. So any
Yeah, I'm not doing Phoenix. I like the you're gonna laugh a little bit, but Hercules and Spider-Man 2099.
nice.
That's the move deck that got me to Infinite last season.
Oh,
Uh,
okay,
so big fan of that. Um, I love playing that type of move card list because
okay,
it's
yeah,
different. People don't expect it, and Hercules could do a lot, especially in a Phoenix Force list too, right? Just
yeah.
keep dumping Phoenix, multiple man Phoenix into Hercules.
Just keep
It gets
flopping them
crazy.
back out of
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point.
So,
Well, that's good. That's another cool thing about this game is, right? Everybody can make something that kind of tailors to themselves. I know a lot of people will just net deck, and that's cool if you want to do that. But take these decks that you see people are succeeding with, take a card or two out and experiment with it a little bit, and kind of make your own thing. It's one of the more fun things about playing card games, and I'm sure you know that too with the Yu-Gi-Oh with you, Magic with me. One of the more fun things was always making decks.
yeah, switching up and building your own, right? Or taking ideas from other ones. And I love doing that because it's a
Yeah,
big surprise, right?
yeah,
People don't expect that. That's how you can win. That's how you can better your chances. But when you do net deck or, try to play the same thing as the meta, it kind of gets boring, but it also like, people already know what to expect. Like, oh, we know what's coming, blah, blah, blah. So
yeah,
um, that's why I love the meta where it's at right now because before Loki, the meta was so sweet. You
yes,
pick any card list you want. You have at it. You have a chance to win.
yep,
Um, After Loki and Alive, it was downhill for a little bit. And now I think after the Thanos change, it's just been sweet right now. It's been real sweet.
yes. Yeah, that's a great segue because I want to talk to you actually about Thanos. So we're gonna talk about the changes a little bit here, but I want to bring up, and of course, this was the older updates now. So this is where
Right.
Thanos got updated. So I want to ask you this because I came up with some, and again, you're a comic book guy too. So we're hearing, obviously, we saw the change, right?
Yes.
So we're hearing that they want to make things more Thanos centric. I kind of think, and I could be way off base here, but because we saw what they did with the Time Stone, I
Hmm.
kind of think they're going to make these stones all Thanos centric and do things to Thanos.
Yes.
Um, I personally think, now I know people are going to probably get upset, but I personally think that would be cool. If they would take the stones, could you imagine if they did something like in the film and each one of those stones they got would have him do something?
Yeah.
Uh, and then if you filled that gauntlet, you have some kind of big action that might happen at some point.
100%.
I even suggested he could snap away. Like if he goes in a lane and you play him in a lane, he snaps away half of the cards in that lane, and some of their cards go, and some of your cards go. So it's kind of like a crapshoot. But I
Right.
don't know if they'll
50.
ever do that. It might be too
Right.
powerful. But if you had the chance, if you were a dev, what would you do with Thanos?
100%. I think I definitely do. The stones affect him.
Yeah,
I think we have to randomize Thanos. We cannot have him on the left all the time or on the right all the time
Yep.
because of cards like Blade and as well as Spider Ham. So I
Yes.
think we keep Thanos in the middle, so this way we can play around that. But yes, the Power Stone already affects him as well.
Yep.
Now the Time Stone. I think we do that with every stone. So I think Reality Stone, when you play it and Thanos is in your hand, he goes and like you said, he can either change a location, like have see him change the location, like point
Yep.
at it and change it, right? We do the same thing with the Mind Stone, right? We do some cool thing where he, that's fine. It draws another card for him. That's no problem. But then, of course, the Space Stone, you can see him now moving a card to that lane. Like
Yes.
have the animation be fully Thanos.
Yep.
And I kind of like your idea. You play Thanos, you play that Power Stone. Not only does he double in power, but then he snaps away half of the board.
I think it'd
So
be
on
awesome.
both sides, you're right. Both sides is left 50 him and whatever other
Yep.
half of the board is. So if it's 4 cards and he's one of them, it's him, another card on your side, and the other two. You understand? Like it's or just
Yep.
him by himself, and the other one, you just that would be pretty impressive. But yes, I think
Yeah.
no one will be happy with that. But maybe not the board, maybe just the power.
Yep.
Split half the power of everybody. So do tribunal reverse for both sides.
Oh, that'd be cool too. Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. I think that'd be amazing. I could even see the music. Look, it's called Marvel Snap. Can you imagine
Right.
the animation for that? You could
Right.
just show the big glove, the finger
Yep.
going like
Yep.
this, and then everything just wipe. And you could even the cards could even dust. They could do a
Yes.
dust animation where they go zzz, and they just
Yep.
disappear from that. That'd be awesome.
That'd be
I think
sick.
that. Oh yeah. I
And I
think it'd
think
be.
Thanos needs it. I think he needs it. I think
Yeah.
that's who he is, right? Galactus destroys the board.
Yes.
Thanos snaps away half the board.
Yep. I agree. I think that they've got a real good opportunity, I think, to do this. This, like you were saying, the meta is much it is better now. You've got the Angela meta, you going with Elsa Bloodstone and Kitty back. You got the mid-range decks. You still got the high end with the Red Hulk and the
Yep.
Hella decks
The
out
hella
there. But
decks. Yep.
yeah, but it's almost like we're going back to a little bit of everything. Thanos was extremely overpowered and very, very good the way it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't focused on him at all. No one played
No.
the card.
Nobody
He'd
played
sit in your
nobody played Thanos with Thanos, right?
yeah, and even man, there have been times when I was playing the deck and I had him in my deck as a 620, and I never played him because I had better cards to put down at the end of the game.
Right.
So the free Mockingbird and the Cull, the cheap Cull, and all that. It's like, why would I want to play a 20 when I could put all this stuff across the
All
whole
the power.
board?
Correct. And that
Yes.
agreed. And now I'm happy that they're going in that direction because it should be about Thanos more than anything. So
Yeah.
still give it that, like I said, still make the Reality Stone change the location, but
Yes.
have Thanos do the animation, right?
Yeah, it's so good, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be better for the game, better for the lore for sure. The people who love him in the comics, I think it's going to be
100%.
much better for them. All right. So I'm going to move on a little bit here. I want to go to, and of course, this week's card. Now, this is a pain point for some people. Did you run into the problems with this that they had?
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, I buy my cards with tokens. I
Yes.
don't really use keys. I use my keys to get the variants, spotlight
Yep.
variants. And yeah, I didn't get my variants this week because I have a huge schedule before I get to play Snap. So
Yep.
I'm picking up my son, doing all this stuff. So
Oh
by the
yeah.
time I got to even look at Agent 13, they already USAgent, they turned off the spotlight section.
Ugh.
So I did buy him with tokens. I did test him out in a few card lists, which I think is good for him. And I think that's it, right? Sarah is good for him.
Yeah, definitely a
The
Sarah card.
Pyramid
Yeah.
Man thing.
Yep.
I think those are the card lists that's good for him.
Yep.
Other than that, he might need a buff at some point.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I think probably make him a 2/4. I think that'd be better for him.
Yep.
And I think that would put him in a good position. But other than that, I think that's it. This is a very lackluster card this week.
Yeah.
So that's my take on this card.
Yeah, I agree. I had a little bit of I did the same thing you did. I ended up, oh man, do I hope we get those keys back? Because I literally blew through 3 keys. I had no idea he wasn't at the top of the board. I didn't even realize it. So I see the variant up there, and I'm like, well, that's weird. But then I just started, and I was using keys. So I got the Jeff.
Yeah.
I got the Mirage, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it's gonna be one of those weeks. I'm just gonna spend 4 keys. I got the 1,000 tokens. and then all of a sudden my top board has nothing. And I'm like, well, what the heck happened here? I can't get him. And I was like, oh, dude. And then I put another key in thinking, well, maybe the graphics just not showing. Maybe it'll just show up. Well, then I got the fourth key in there and it's sitting in the box, but I couldn't use it. So I'm like, oh, they better give me my 4 keys back because
I think they're going to compensate everyone very well.
I would think so too. That's a big mistake. Yeah, I would think so.
Will.
But like you, I did buy him with tokens and I did get to use him. I find with the card, and I did have him in a Man-Thing deck. Worked okay, but I did find that many people are just going to avoid it. They'll avoid the lane.
Yeah.
They'll play some smaller cards that are in that lane that he's in, and they'll just avoid it. And the other thing too is when you're playing with these humongous cards, like you're playing with Red Hulk, or you're playing with what is a -3 going to do to a Red Hulk that's 27? I mean, it's still going to be 24. So who cares, you know? But yeah, I think this is one. I agree with you. I think this is one of the weaker cards of the month. And yeah, you know, like you said, maybe someday they'll look into it and he will get a buff at some point. I agree. I think that he's definitely a candidate worthy of that. So, yeah. So we're gonna go. I want to move on to look at if I can find my slides here. Oh, we just, of course, had a major patch and a major update here. So let me get to the cards from this. And let's pour one out for poor Zabu here. He was a good boy for a good long time that people love to use, and he is no more. How do you think this is going to affect the people who played him?
So I had Zabu in, not almost, but most of the card lists I run.
Yeah, me too.
The most recent was the Infinite Rocks with War Machine when he came out.
Yep.
This was a great card to have in there with Shang-Chi, War Machine, you know, and so now it's very odd to play this in that card list, as well as Tribunal and Mr. Negative. You know, it's I think it needed to happen though. I think Zabu needed to get tamed a bit because he did become the card that's in every card list.
You're right.
So I did pour one out for him, but what I want to do, and hopefully I get some time to do it, or if somebody listening did it already, please let us know. His old text said minimum of 1. Now that he's unrevealed, could I potentially Zabu, Wong, Odin, and get my 4 costs to 0? Is that possible?
Yes, the devs said that you could. I read that today. There was a dev post. Someone asked the devs about that, and they said you can.
That's what I like to hear.
Yep.
So there is a chance. You can Sarah, you can Magic, hopefully.
Yep.
Play the Zabu on Wong and get those 4 costs on the last turn of 0.
Yes.
So your Shang-Chi, your Enchantress, and all your other cards. So, okay, we'll take that with Zabu. We'll take it.
They also said that this is a temporary change. So I think they're going to do something back to it eventually. But, you know, so they kind of hit it pretty hard with a hammer here a little bit. But it did say that it's temporary and they are going to do something else to it in the future. So it probably isn't going to stay this way, you know, at least for a while. But for the time being, and I mean, I'm sure you know, when something gets nerfed, at least as heavy as this did, the card will probably stop seeing play because people just do that. Automatically, they hear the word nerf, and especially if they see it's such a big one, they'll be like, all right, this is just coming out of my deck.
Correct.
So yeah, but I would assume that we'll probably see him back at some point, some way, because you're right. It's just such a good card, and it is in so many decks. And remember when this card first came out, and how it was being abused even back then when it first came out.
Because it's given 2 less than 2. Man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was an. You want to talk about an insane meta? That was an insane meta.
I had fun then too. You know, Wong Shuri.
Yes.
On turn 4, and then. You could play wherever you wanted because Shuri didn't. Oh man,
that was
those red skulls. Those red skulls.
Oh, that was sick,
man.
Red Skull Taskmaster, baby, gotta love it. Yes, it was so good. All right, so and the next one, this was a big one too. Alioth, everybody clamoring for this to happen. Not a lot of people liked Alioth. I enjoyed him, obviously playing Galactus because of what he could do for you. But This now it's on reveal. You're removing the text from all unrevealed enemy cards here. You're not destroying the unrevealed cards anymore, which was a huge advantage. If you were, if you had
Yep.
priority, you won. That's
All
was as
hands
easy
down.
as it
Yeah.
was.
Lock a
Um,
lane,
yep, yep.
get did get another lane, and then a light the third lane. Yeah.
The people were playing Tribunal and stuff like that, and if you're using Invisible Woman, they could just destroy that lane.
Yeah, that was
And
bad.
yeah, yeah. So
That was bad.
I did play with him a few times. I had him in a couple of decks that I was just messing around with still. His new ability is okay though. I actually got rid of somebody's playing a Wong deck with White Tiger and Arnim Zola, and they went to play them last turn. I had priority. I hit them with the Alioth, and they did nothing. They sat there
Right.
because they
Right.
had no card text.
Right.
So it's not bad. I don't think it's going to be prevalent anymore as much again because again it got a heavy nerf. Probably a lot of people won't even bother playing him, but I don't really think this is horrible. I really don't think it is. What do you
No,
think?
I don't think so either. And I think if it becomes a problem where cards that are a little bit more powerful than it, meaning 9 or higher,
Yeah,
starts to beat it out, they have a leeway to give him more power,
they
right?
could.
I think that's where it comes down to. I think 6-8 is okay. 6-9 would have been ideal.
Right.
And because yes, if you're turning off an Infinite, Red Hulk,
Yeah.
or any of these cards, fine, right? You're gonna lose.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a given.
The power just beats you.
But right, but
Yeah.
if I'm turning off a 2-4 cost cards at the end, or 2-3 cost cards at the end,
Yep.
both with 7 power or
Yep.
7-5, you lose. A light loses. So I think at some point they might want to think about increasing his power. But for that ability, to me, your cards are still dead. Because
Yep.
like you said, if you want to go ahead and play Zola on a null, right? If you're playing Mr. Negative and you got Zola and null, and you're like, all right, I'm going to drop these two,
Yep.
you're doing nothing.
Yep.
Your null and your Zola is done.
Yep.
So to me, I think Alioth is still a viable card for those who wants to play Alioth.
Yep.
It's just now you got to hope that power belongs to you. So if you want to, you could forge, you can Shuri before him. But to me, yeah, I think it needed to happen 100%
Yeah.
because his old form was upsetting a lot of people. And now they should be happy.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be good against on reveals too. If you happen to know you think somebody's going to Shang your lane, and they have a Shang-Chi coming out, there you go. You
Yep.
can take Shang-Chi's text away, and there's no
Yep.
Shang-Chi. So I agree with you. I think he has his uses, and yeah, I also agree that you're right. I do think it was a long time coming, and I think it was something that had to happen just for the the harmony
Yeah.
in the game. Just because so many people just didn't like it. I listen to so many other content creators, and so many of them would say, "Oh God, this is horrible."
Yeah.
So and I get it, totally
Yeah.
understand where they're coming from. All right,
Yeah.
so the next change, Strong Guy. They've been messing with this card for a long time.
Yeah.
He's now +6 power if your
Yes.
hand has one or fewer. So good in discard, yeah. I mean the Apocalypse
The
discard.
APOC. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna try him? You play discard?
I
You gonna
did. I
try
did.
him? Yeah.
I tried them yesterday for a little bit, and it worked out very well. So my APOC list is more so a Exodia list. So we have Wong, Mystique,
Okay.
Gambit, right? So we're
Yep.
hoping we pull that off, and it works. But yeah, put them in there, and it works. It does work because APOC is the last card, and then of course Dracula takes the APOC, but APOC comes back. He gets the +6. I don't think, to me, the buff was needed, yeah, but he's not going to get as much play as he used to get in the beta days. To me,
Oh,
I
absolutely
think,
not.
yeah, I think right now people are playing it because it got the buff, and they want to, they like that. Like, oh, yeah, we're using Strong Guy right now. Yeah, then next week comes and Strong Guy goes back to the bottom of the pile.
Yes.
So
Yeah. He's a
I think,
shiny new toy.
yeah, I think I'm happy for him. It's not
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah. I
none is not
agree.
enough.
He
Plus,
that deck you're playing has a nasty combo with Proxima, man. Could you can
yeah,
you discard Proxima if you're using Gambit or something, and
yeah,
she comes flying out on the board. So you're
yep,
blowing up one of their cards, and then here she comes.
that's correct.
So yeah, that's cool, man.
And
That's
you're trying to blow the entire board, right? Because you have
yes,
Wong, Mystique,
yep,
Gambit. So as long as you keep APOC in hand, you're going to destroy boards, right? And then of
yep,
course you hit Proxima, she goes sitting in a lane, and of
yep,
course Strong Guy's in another lane.
yep.
So it's not bad.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. I just started playing discard more recently. I never really tapped into it too much, but it's a strong deck. Even the one with the deck with Meek and
Yes,
stuff and
yeah,
Modok, the more that's a very good list. I think discard is very good, and it's fun. I enjoy
yeah.
playing it. I think it's a fun deck. All right, so we're gonna move to the next one. We have now these were just text changes to Pixie, but we'll move on to Sandman. Sandman is now players can only play one card next turn. So he's a 5/7 played on turn 5, obviously, unless you somehow maybe you wave him out or something like that. This has now become essentially a tech card. So
Yes.
now he's gonna hurt decks like Bounce, where they want to blurb out every card that they have on that last
Hit
turn
monkey.
or
Yeah, yeah.
something like that. This will stop that. So I mean, do you think he sees a lot of play? It's very, it's very niche, and it's going to be hard to think that he's going to work against every deck. He probably won't,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's bad. I used to use Sandman with Black Panther. I used to call it Black Sands
yep,
because it worked, right? You get
yep,
to you cheat out Sandman early, and
mhm,
you're playing, and you have Electro, so you're playing big cards.
yep.
You're playing Black Panther, Zola, Odin, right, or Doom, stuff like
Doom,
that.
yep. The Doctor Doom Odin combo.
Yeah. So I
Mhm.
think I think Sandman, that nerf really hurts because now he is a tech card. To me, I put him in the same lane with Supergiant now,
Yes,
right? That one turn, we're gonna stop the foolishness. We're gonna
yep,
stop the Sarahs. We're gonna stop the hit monkey plays.
yep.
And in this meta right now, Sandman is not worth it
No,
because on my
no, not at
last
all.
turn, I'm dropping a Red Hulk in your face, or I'm dropping
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
Doom spread
Yep.
power. Because if they change them to on reveal, your opponent can only play one card.
Yes.
Then Sandman is very viable, and I
Yeah.
think you'll get more play that way as a 5/7. But
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
change that needs to happen to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, your opponent can only play one card. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, you're right. In the meta that we have now, like you were saying with the big cards that everybody's playing and Red Hulk and all that, Hela, that's not going to do a thing to Hela. You drop a 6-turn Hela and the game's over. So
Mm.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're right. We'll see if Sandman gets his day. I like him and I like his
Yeah,
variants.
me
He's a
too.
great character.
Yeah,
I've always kind of liked him. So hopefully at some point someday he'll get his day in the sun.
yeah,
Um, Shadow King just text changes to him. Lady Deathstrike is interesting. She's now a 5/7. Destroy each card here with 3 or less power. I already saw some destroy lists playing this. Could be very nasty. If you have a lane that you're just kind of starting, or especially now with that Angela meta and stuff like that we were talking about, man, this could wipe out one of those lanes. So I don't know if we'll
yeah,
see her being played, but she does seem like she's a lot better.
yeah. She is, but I miss her being able to destroy cards that are lower than her,
Yeah.
right? Because now you drop Shuri on 4,
Yes.
That Lady Deathstrike on 5 is 14 power,
Yep.
right? You're knocking out every card in that lane.
That's
She's
true.
real nice. 3 power, 3 power or less. It's like, okay, yes, it works great with Jean Grey card lists. You right
Yes.
against Jean Grey, you destroy that. I mean, that's it to me. I think that's the best thing for her.
Yeah.
But 5/7 is nothing to sneeze at either, and it basically kind of do with the reverse of a USAgent. Just that USAgent gives you -3, she
Yep.
goes in and destroys the card. But the problem is again, this meta 5 on turn 5. What cards are you destroying that really matters? That has 3 or less power?
Yep.
Not much, right? Because those cards already did their job. The blades, if you destroy Deadpool, better for your opponent. Um, like I said, Jean Grey, yeah. But other than that, yeah, I don't think she gets much play right now,
Yeah.
especially in this
Yeah.
meta.
Especially in destroy is such a rigid list that
Yeah.
people aren't going to really mess with that. I mean that's pretty, they don't really mess around putting different cards in that list. So
Nope.
yeah, you're more than likely right. She might see some play here and there, but
Yeah.
again, it's another card that they're really trying to get people to play with and use, and they just haven't really, I don't think, figured her out yet. So who knows,
No.
maybe we'll see something coming with her down the line as well.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. She's a cool character. Absolutely. So this is some of the other things that they just changed. Obviously, these were just general updates, and we talked about this a little bit later. You got what do you think of the new shops? The cosmetic shop now. We got the emotes in there. We got yeah.
So that's funny because I spoke with some other people about that today too.
Okay.
Um, a couple months ago, when the whole Lady Thor Ultimate variant had to be purchased to be part of an album to
Yes.
get the emote,
Yep.
people were upset about that.
Yep.
And I said, you can still. I said, at the end of the day, free to play players can still get
Right.
that variant. If they get their tokens, and I'm sure they have a plethora of it because they're free to play. They're
Yep.
managing their tokens. They can, if they really want that emote, they can go ahead and get that variant and get that album, which will stay there forever. The album's not going anywhere.
Yep.
And some people are like, oh, if I rather be able to purchase emotes than have to get variants to get it. And I said, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, you got it.
And now, I said today, I asked him, I said, 2,200 gold is worth an emote? Of course, some people are like, yeah, of course. Now if I want my emote, I can buy it. I'm like, okay, all right. Hey, that's you could buy 2 variants with that, or
You
even
can.
3 700 ones. To me, I think just like the $99 bundles, these are not for everyone. They're not for me.
Right.
They're not for you. They're for those who are going to spend the money in a game that they love to play
Yep.
for a cosmetic that they want to use and show off while they play.
Right.
So I'm not mad at it. It could be too pricey. It could be just right. To me, it's really up to the person purchasing it.
Yeah.
And if you, just like if for me, if I go to Louis Vuitton and I see a lunchbox for $3,000 that looks like a paper bag, I I can't complain about that paper bag. I cannot. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna buy it, right? I'm
Yep.
not gonna purchase it. But if I really want that paper bag, I'm gonna fork up the
I'm
money
gonna
and
get
get it.
it.
And I
That's
think that's how we should look at it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I put a post out just to kind of gauge people on it.
Mhm.
And I asked them, and it was kind of 50-50, like just like you were talking about. Some people were saying way too much, ridiculous for an emote. But then some other people, and I guess you're right. A lot of it has to do with their play style. If you're a
Yeah.
person who constantly likes to emote, that is not me. I will do
Right.
the fist bump thing,
Right.
and things like that. But I am not an emoter. I don't emote spam and do all of that stuff. But I
Right.
know some people who are, and that's fine. If that's the way you
Right.
want to play the game and you
There you
want all
go.
the, yeah. So
Yeah.
it is different for everybody. And there are some cool ones. I saw a Miss Minutes in my shop last night that was kind of cool.
Let me see that.
Yeah,
I
it's
see the
pretty cool.
beast.
She's
I
like,
like
she
the
has her
beast.
hand like this, and
Awesome.
she has little bubbles above her head, and I think it's to signify like if somebody's
Thinking.
taking too long.
Oh, I gotta get that when I see it.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I definitely am going to get the Galactus one, no doubt, when that one comes out.
Right.
If that shows up in there, so there's some of them that are. Everybody wanted the Beast one because that's the Leo
Yeah, I got that one too. Yeah.
DiCaprio,
I
the
got
meme with him with the glass.
yeah.
So some of them are cool, but you're right. Everybody plays the game a different way, and one of the first things I mentioned was, oh my god, these are way more than these cool variants are. I would much rather have the cool variants personally than I would an emote, but and that's when everybody all answered all different ways, and I'm like, well, there you
Right.
go. Everybody's play styles are just different. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
explain. I say, listen, we always say Fortnite skins,
yep,
Madden Mutt Team. People are spending rent money on Michael
yes,
Vick and Warren Sapp in Madden. Okay.
yep, yep,
Okay.
yep,
These
yep,
companies are going to make their money, but do you have to spend that money? That's the cool part about Snap to me. It's not free to play. I mean, it's not pay to win, which I think people are going to say it is pay to win. It's not pay to win. These cosmetics are cosmetics. At the end of the day, they are Fortnite skins. It's
yeah,
not going to make you play better. But if you want to show off those variants, you want to show off those emotes, I am all for it. Buy your variant,
yeah,
show it off. Buy your
yeah,
emote, spam that emote if you want. But we can't always Second Dinner can't make everyone happy.
right,
And
yeah,
I already understand that.
yep,
2,200 gold for an emote. Yeah, it is what it is.
yeah, yeah.
It
No,
could be
yeah.
worse.
look at I never really got into Fortnite. I was but there's a lot of younger kids that are going. I mean, I remember when my daughter was still in high school, she would tell me, the guys are coming in there all talking about it. Oh, I got this amazing skin for Fortnite, and like you said, it's a talking point. It's a big
Right.
thing, and for some people, that's the way that they play, and that's
Yeah.
again, that's perfectly cool. They want players of all different types and styles,
Correct.
because that's the only way a game's going to last.
Yeah.
If you generally cater to one type of person, the game's not going to be around for very long. So
Correct.
yeah, yeah.
And I looking at my statements, I feel like I probably own Roblox because my son nonstops wants Robux, and it's just like, what's this? And again, guys, this is just to go back on it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Either you don't want it, walk by it, scroll past it,
Yep. Yeah.
or if you're interested, you want that cool emote, hit that buy button. You
Go
should
and
be all
get
right.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
just gives you pleasure in the game. So there you go. Why not?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So we got that. Of course, the shop I think changes every 8 hours for that one. Kind of like
yeah,
that's going back to the way that they used to do stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. I miss those days.
Yeah, me too. I always
Yeah.
look forward to that time. Ooh, the clock's going to change. We also got they improved the what is it when you can upgrade
Boosters.
when you can upgrade your
Yeah,
cards, right?
yeah.
That's kind of
Finally,
neat. They're giving you free boosters, right? So
finally.
that's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody's tweeting about that.
No,
So
not at all. Well, that's a positive. The positive stuff doesn't get the headlines all the time.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And that was
yeah.
something really no one used. I know myself, I
Yeah,
wasn't
me
really
neither.
using it since my initial climb.
Correct.
When you're playing Series 1, Series 2, you kind of want to get those upgrades done faster. So you were going to use that a little bit, but I haven't touched that in forever. And I used it today. I had a Man Thing card. I wanted to upgrade quick. I'm like, okay, there you go. That works out pretty well.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. So I like that. There you go. Um, let's see what we got here next up. We have these are amazing. I talked a little bit about
All
these
of them.
earlier. Dude,
Yeah.
I love these things. Of course, I haven't seen a lot of these yet and what they do, but Legion,
Leader.
Mirage,
Yeah.
Hazmat. I did see the
Hazmat's good
Hazmat
too.
one. Yeah,
Hazmat's good too.
yeah, Hazmat's just like big, like green cloud
Yeah.
that comes over. Patriot, I haven't seen. I haven't seen Agent
It's
Coulson's
okay.
yet.
Coulson
Um,
and Patriots is subtle.
yeah. What about the Hood and Demon one? Did you
That's
see that?
pretty good. Those
Is
are
it
pretty good.
nice?
Real demonish and hood, like real, like from the from like the hell looking type.
Okay. Yeah, like fire or
Um,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Wakanda Throne, subtle as well, but you can tell it's different. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Transkillion is phenomenal.
Is it really?
That one is a great one. That one, I think that one, Lita and Hazmat is the best out of these for sure.
That's really cool. I'm really liking that they're doing this with these cards. I think it's really neat just to get the different
Yes.
effects in there. So it's cool. It's just
Yeah.
again something cool to see. And then we just go into all the card updates which we went over already. Yeah. So well, yeah. So they're the changes.
Yep.
And yeah, it was. Listen, it was. I think it was cool. It was a patch that they were talking about was coming out. It came out late, and but just a lot of changes made to some really really big cards in the game
Yeah.
that I think needed to be changed. So, um, let me ask you this: so of this month so far, we've had Baron Zemo, we've
Yep.
had Red Hulk, and
Yeah.
now we have had US
US
Agent.
agent.
So
Yeah.
favorite cards. What do you think so far of Zemo? And I mean, Red Hulk is just a big boy. He just gets
Yeah.
big.
Red Hulk is a awesome substitute for a lot of cards that are in those type of hella high evo, even my infinite kind of
Yeah,
card lists. Impressive. Love Red Hulk. I think it is the second best card this season. I think the first one will be the one that's coming up next. Red Guardian, I think, is going to be huge
that takes the text away, right, from a card.
and give you a -2, I believe. So
Yeah.
the counter to Dracula finally is here.
Yes.
The counter to Cerebro, the counter to
Yes.
Iron Man. I'm excited for that card. I think that card is
Yeah.
going to be something different. Baron Zemo is good. I think it's a good card. It's
Yeah, I
fun.
like Zemo.
Mill decks are very annoying,
They
and
are.
he just tops it off. So
Yep.
I'm happy with this card. I thought it wasn't going to be all that, but after playing with it, I was just like, oh, this card is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Uh, so very good card.
Yeah, I like this. I like the season so far. I think it's
Yeah,
been fun. Red Hulk, I don't know. What do you think? You think he might end up getting a nerf at some point? They might
yeah,
nerf his power down
yeah.
a little bit.
Plus two or
Yeah,
plus three,
yeah,
or he starts off at 8 or 10.
yep, yeah.
Right, that's what I think happens.
Yeah, because he is way too easy to get up into the 20s. I mean, most of the time I don't have him in my deck anywhere less than a 23 or 25 when he's played. So, and he avoids Shang. Yeah, people may know you have him,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if you're winning a couple other lanes, you can play him almost anywhere. They're not going to know where
correct.
he's at. People are going
Nope.
to start playing Ghost.
Yeah, even though they know you have him,
Hmm.
he's a turn 6 surprise, right?
He
So
really is.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he really is. Let me go back with you a little bit. What was your, if you can, if you remember, we've had 2 years of this game now, but what was the favorite season of yours as far as cards go? If you can remember, what was one of the best seasons you think
Um,
ever for Snap?
Definitely Wave. I think
Okay,
was my favorite in the beta. I'll probably do beta and
yeah.
non-beta. Wait, was Zabu beta too? I think he
No, I
was.
think no, it was Albert. No,
Was
I don't think he was
what
because
about Surfer?
Surfer, no, because he Surfer was out in that meta where they end up having to change him right away because it was that obnoxious and like that would the card is obnoxiously bad, not bad but good. He was just too good, and I remember they had to nerf him. I don't think he was beta though because I was in for the Surfer meta. I got in around Miles when they did the whole
Okay,
Miles
yeah, yeah.
thing.
So, but yeah, Black
So
Panther Miles
yeah,
was
yeah,
almost Afterglow. So
yeah,
yeah, I think definitely Wave was one of my favorite because Wave was such a different card then, right?
yep.
It made all the cards 4 costs, and Death Wave was beautiful back then because
Oh
Death
yeah.
Zero, if you destroyed 4 cards, and
Hmm.
an Arrow was still a card to be reckoned with. So you
Pyro
play
was so much fun.
Death in one lane, you play Arrow in the other. Arrow pulls those cards. Death wins. It was just so good.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite, and that was the second season. But getting after Global, definitely Surfer and Zabu was so good.
Yeah. 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 I can remember when they first introduced the big boss cards, right? And you were able to pull those still from caches. They were very, very rare, and very hard to get. And I can remember, I tell this story a lot, but I can remember I'm getting ready for work the one day. I have my phone open. I open a cache and it was Galactus. I remember seeing, now I wanted Thanos in the worst way because I'm such a big Thanos fan. So I'm seeing Galactus and then I'm reading the text and I'm like, why the heck would I ever want to play this? It blows up everything. I don't want all the
Right.
locations to blow up. Little did I know that back then, when hardly anyone had the card, and then I started to see after about 2 weeks or so of having it, what people were doing with Spider-Man and locking
Yes.
lanes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah. It was
what did
bad.
I
It
miss
was
for
bad.
2 weeks? It really
It was
was.
bad
Yeah,
because when Zabu did that too, it was so crazy.
yeah.
Locking the lady at two Spider Man absorbing man.
Yes. Yeah, it was very obnoxious. I think now that Alioth, I was saying this the other day on my show. I think now that Alioth has been nerfed, I honestly think, and I don't know, maybe they'll wait for the Fantastic Four film or something, but I think they could buff Galactus a little bit. I think they could even maybe put him back to like the 6-7 Galactus or something, so that he could see a little more play because I don't think he's as heck, I saw somebody playing in a game against him that they killed him after they Galactus. They killed him with a cannonball. So Galactus is sitting over there. They have the cannonball in their lane. The cannonball just shoots the Galactus, and that's it. And they win anyway. So yeah, I'd like to see him get a buff again.
Yeah, he
There's
does
no.
need some more power now at this point.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think so. I think they could afford to do that. So man, I mean, what is some of the stuff you're looking forward to down the road in the game? I mean, we heard about possibly like leagues, clans, things like that, draft mode maybe. Although the, I'm sure you've seen the new cards, the data mine cards for Eternals. Um, did you see that? What was that guy? Was it
Yeah,
Adam?
the one that gives you the 12 different cards
That's
in
insane.
that's like draft mode, I
That's
think,
what
at
I
that
said.
point.
I was saying. I said, well,
Um,
here's your draft mode, guys. If that's really what you wanted, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think I'm looking forward to a lot of things to Snap besides the cards. I hope some modes come up. I would love a spectator mode for sure, but
Oh yeah.
we'll see when if that ever happens. But other than that, some more modes for sure. I think after you go infinite, Conquest is there, but it gets a little bit repetitive.
Yep.
So another mode would be cool. Draft mode would be huge. But I do love seeing the cards and the new abilities. Like I'm so pumped to see. Like they have a plethora of cards that they can use, and the abilities are going to be so good, and I can't wait for those new ones.
Yeah, that's what people think. A lot of people comment saying, "Oh my gosh, they're going to run out of characters." Oh my God, there are so many characters. They haven't even scratched the surface yet of some of these characters that they can have in the game. And so many different ways. Obviously, when the movie comes out, I'm sure they're going to have a Deadpool season for the movie that's coming in June or July. So yeah, there's just so many ways they can go, and yeah, it's exciting, man, because there's just to see things. Now, have you gotten in on tournaments or anything at all like that, or any leagues or anything?
Oh yeah, for sure. I played Snap Judgments League.
Nice. Yeah, me
Felicity
too.
had a league. So it's always a good time, always a fun time. Myself and Cena, we hosted the Marvel Snapcast tournament over in Brooklyn this past weekend in
Oh,
Brooklyn.
that's right. Yeah, how did
So
that
that
go?
was
That's
that was
right.
pretty fun. We had a great turnout, about 20 plus people.
Nice.
We had a great prize pool. Top four got paid. Dara showed up as well,
Oh, there you
and a
go.
ton of the community members came out, which was super fun to meet everybody in person. And it was a great time. It was a fun time. So, yeah, definitely love the tournament scene. But like I said, I wish we had a spectator mode. It would be so much easier.
Yeah, especially for people that want to cast those games and everything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I can 100% see that. How many times do you get to stream and stuff like that during the course of the week?
Um,
Being a dad, I'm sure it's not always that easy.
Oh, it's never that easy. I just like to stream around Saturday, Sunday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, those 3 days for sure. I like to stream, especially Tuesday because of the new cards. But then, of course, during the week, if I have a chance, I will do it as well. But like some days, like today and tomorrow, mostly for podcasts or
Yeah.
editing videos and stuff like that. But yeah, around 3 to 4 times a week, I
Okay.
definitely get to
All
stream,
right.
and it definitely on the later side. So like the 7:30 to 9:30 start all the way till about midnight.
Yeah, me too. I'm a night owl with stuff the same way. So yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes that's just when you get to do stuff.
right, right.
Growing up playing, I was a big Warcraft guy, and I remember playing Warcraft till 12 midnight, sometimes at night and stuff like that too. Listen, when
Fun
you're a dad,
times.
you gotta find the time you can.
Yeah, man.
It's
Of course.
not
No,
always
and
easy.
between that, trying to watch shows with the missus or try
Yes.
to watch your own shows, and then
Yep.
it's just like make a decision what you want to do.
Yep.
But yeah, I used to play StarCraft a lot, so that was
Did you
my
really? Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
Big StarCraft.
I was a big WoW player, and I got into it so much where I always played tank characters. I just like going in.
Excuse me,
Bless you.
sorry. Yeah,
I
thank you.
just no, it's all good. I just like going in and taking a beating. So I was the guy that would take the beating for the rest of the party. But the thing was, it got to the point where it was so hard and tedious because I had to
Yeah,
be there every single raid, and it
yeah.
almost got to be like work. And I'm like, I can't make
You
a
can't.
commitment like that.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
would. You were Leroy Jenkins.
I was the Leroy Jenkins of the party.
Leroy. Oh man. I played Warcraft just for a little bit. I did play Warcraft with my friends who got me into it, but I did not stay and play a lot of it. But and then I got into StarCraft. But yes, I know the Leroy.
Oh gosh, that was
Good
so
times.
funny. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
definitely around those times. I remember when we watched that video and it was like
yeah,
hilarious.
the
We are
best thing
dying
ever.
laughing. Oh my god, it
Yes,
was so good, dude.
yes.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's great. You can get lost in that stuff. And I mean, I know
You
like
could.
well, even with Snap now too, because I don't get to play. Like I've got I'm an RPG guy, so I have Final Fantasy Rebirth sitting in my PlayStation. I haven't touched it. I played a little bit, and you get involved in other stuff and doing things like this, and it's like you just don't have time to go back to that
No,
kind of
you
stuff.
don't. I got the collected edition for Ragnarok Thor, and I mean that Thor, God of War. I
God
haven't
of
played
War.
it since the first day. Um, Spider-Man 2, I played it, stopped, played it again this
Yeah.
weekend. I haven't got a chance. Zelda, oh, right. Tears of the Kingdom,
Yep.
first night. That's it. Didn't touch
Yep.
it since. It's just like, that's why Snap is such a great game because it's such a big pick up and play.
Yes.
You can just
Yeah.
jump in and jump out. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. You stream where? Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, that's stream on Twitch. Yes, yes.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Very cool. All right, sir. Well, listen, I want you to go through it. You're gonna kill this.
Let's see.
I have a very goofy game that I started to play on the channel called
Mhm.
Guess the Pixel. So
All
we're
right.
gonna do a little round of Guess the Pixel with you because again, listen, you've got all these, you know what these
Yeah.
cards look like. So
I hope
basically
I
all
pull this.
pixels everybody hates on, man. They just do. Some of them are getting good. I love the Jubilee pixel. I think she's amazing.
Pokemon. Yes, that's Pokemon Pixel.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is. Like some of
Yeah.
them look so good.
Yeah.
And then there's
Quake.
Quake's fantastic.
Yeah.
Some of them are like Hellcow, which are terrible. So it's
Yeah.
just some are great,
Yeah.
some not so much. But yeah, so I'm going to show you a piece of a pixel card.
Okay.
And then you're just gonna try to give me whichever one it is. Now,
Oh
so many
boy.
times these slides get messed up, so I'm hoping that they're not messed up and
Okay.
they're all in order. But all right, so here we go. I'm gonna give you the first one. Now that's not it. See what I mean? My slides get
Yeah.
messed up. That is absolutely not it.
It's okay.
Hold on one second.
But that's Mirage and Jeff.
That is Mirage and Jeff. Yes, actually. Oh, by the way, while that's up there, the Mirage. Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
good, dude.
I saw the animation. The
Oh,
horse.
the wings move and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a good
Pegasus.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, really awesome, really good card. All right, I think I might have. All right, let me see here. And looking at these slides, it's tough to see. All right, let's see what I got here. All right, there we go.
Wow.
So we got some gold. We got some light blue. I'm trying to describe for the audio listeners. This is probably
Yeah.
hard. But we got some golds and some light blue, a little bit of dots in the middle, and maybe a little bit of blue underneath the gold, and maybe some gold underneath. It looks like
Is this Jubilee?
it is not Jubilee.
Okay. All
It
right.
is not Jubilee.
What can this be? This colors look familiar.
Yeah.
Jubilee in pink. Oh my goodness. This is a tough one. I look at the background. That's why I see like clouds in the green.
Yep. Yeah, you got it. There are clouds there.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's what I see. What will be in the clouds? This is a tough pixel.
It is someone who flies.
Ooh, it's not Angel, is it?
It is not Angel.
That's not the rogue variant either. Let me see. Pixel flies. The colors, geez, this is a tough one.
I will tell you that brownish is a gold. So it doesn't look it too much there, but that is a very
gold color.
That is a very shiny gold over that blue that he's got there.
Gold and blue.
Yeah.
He's
got some armor there. That
Iron Man?
No, not Iron Man.
Gold. No, you said gold and blue. That can't be Iron Man.
Gold.
So gold and blue would have to be. This is interesting. Is it no, not blue mark? Okay, hold on. Gold and blue.
Let me know.
Gold.
I can give you another hint.
Yeah, let me get a hint. Let me another hint, please.
He is a outer space character, so he is not
Galactus. Not Galactus.
Nope.
Gladiator.
Nope, not Gladiator. He is not from planet Earth, and he is a good guy. He is. We haven't seen him in the MCU yet, but a lot of people really wanted to see him, and there's rumors that we may be seeing him sooner than later.
Wow, good guy, not from Earth.
Yep.
Gold and blue.
Yep.
Not in the MCU. And everybody wanted to see him.
Yep. I have another good one for you too. They were referred to in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Where he's from. Yes.
Oh, Nova. 100% Nova.
Yeah, that is absolutely Nova. There he is in all his glory, with the chest plate on there at the top and the belt, and we got the gauntlets and stuff like that, and of course
the cloud got me.
Yes, the cloud in the background. Yeah, the iconic helmet, and of course, yes, that is absolutely Nova. So, all right, I'm going to give you the second one. Nova was a little bit hard. I'm going to give you this one, and we'll go here.
This is not hard. Okay. Let's see what we got.
Light blue in the background, white in the front. Yeah. So You got a little blue off color in the white as well. And then
So,
what looks
okay. Are these wings?
they are not
In
wings.
the water.
You're getting close.
It's a wave.
It could be water, but maybe a different type of water that might not be exactly,
A
watery.
different type of water. It's not water. Liquid. That's not liquid. Okay.
It's not. It's a variation of water. Let me just say. Let me put it that way.
Variation. Okay.
It's a variation of water.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jeff, the land shark.
Nope, it is not
So
Jeff.
the variation of water. So now I gotta
Yes,
think about this.
yes, but
All
the white part of
Mhm.
it is the variation of the water. So I'll give you that little clue. That's the variation of water.
Iceman.
Yes, it's Iceman. Yes, it is. Let me go to of course me. There he is. That is Iceman. Yes.
Yeah. All right. All right.
He's not too bad. His
Wasn't too
isn't too bad.
difficult.
He's got the
Wasn't too
little ice
difficult.
ramp there and him
Yeah.
sliding down the ramp and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't too
Okay. All right. I'm going to go to this one here.
Magic.
No, he did right off the bat. He went for the yellow. It is not magic.
That's on the fire.
More, you got to pay attention to the gray there. So it looks like a very muscular part of him up toward the top there, whoever this happens to be, and gray as well. And then you got the gray on the bottom, and he's next to some yellows and oranges above him. But the close attention you want to pay to this is the gray of the whatever that part of the card might be.
Gray part at the top with some orange and red.
Yes.
What gray person? Thanos?
It is not
that's
Thanos.
Purple. He is purple. Let's see. We gotta go gray. Come on now. What other
gray and muscular? That is that's a muscular arm thing he's got going on there.
Rhino?
Yeah, it's Rhino, man. I just got this one. That's why I threw him in there. Why he's by flames, I have no idea. I guess because he broke a building up. But yeah, that's that Rhino's not bad. I don't mind him.
No.
Except for the face is a little weird. He kind of looks like he has a gray mustache.
Yeah,
but other than that, he's not too bad.
Yeah.
I think, let's see. I might have, let's see. What do I got? One more, two more. I think I have one more. Let's see. All right. We got this one.
Sarah.
Ooh, is it Sarah? Let me see. No, I don't think. Hold on. I don't think it's Sarah. It is not Sarah.
Oh, okay.
It is not Sarah.
This looks familiar. Like I play this pixel.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. God knows we don't play many of them. I know I don't.
I see the wooden wall.
Yep. You got the brick wall or whatever behind them. You got an arm on the side with what looks like a gold. It's like a gray elbow there with some gold over the top. And then if you go down at the bottom, you've got some red sticking out way toward the bottom there of the card. So,
what can this be?
Looks like they've got a superhero pose kind of going on with the arms folded and stuff there. You know, that classic superhero pose that they do. So.
Wow. Okay, so the classic superhero pose.
I'll give you a hint for this one too. So she's been in a Netflix MCU series.
Jessica Jones?
It is not Jessica. She was in a series, but she was not the main character of the series.
Elektra?
Nope, not Elektra.
Oh no, Elektra one's not like this. The picture one is different.
Yeah, she's all red.
Oh, I know what this is. Misty Knight.
That is correct. It is Misty Knight. Yes.
A brick wall.
Yep, next to the brick wall and in the red and the silver. And supposedly she's coming back from what I hear, including all the other Netflix characters.
The born again people.
Yeah, I am very excited for that. The Daredevil series is going to be awesome. So yeah, no doubt. Well, there you go. That is that's the Guess the Pixel game. You listen, that it's hard. I would never be able to do this. So because especially when we never play with these things. So man, I appreciate it. Thanks for playing. That's awesome. tell everybody out there, Super Tech God, when you stream, and obviously you stream on Twitch. Let everybody know
Yes.
what's your nights that you're streaming on.
So I'm on twitch.tv/SuperTech God. And the nights I stream the most on are Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So the weekend plus those 2 days. Throughout the week, you might catch a special stream during the week. So definitely make sure you guys hit that follow button so you guys get notified. But those are the main days: Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
That's awesome. Now I'm not going to let you go because I saw you mention wrestling. I'm not
Yes.
going to let you go before we talk wrestling a little bit here.
Yes.
So, what did you think of Mania, man?
Great. Both nights was phenomenal. First
Oh,
night was the night we did Brooklyn. So got home, watched the Jimmy and Jay Uso
yeah,
fight, which I think was the most lackluster of the whole Mania. So it was
I
okay.
agree. Yeah,
Yeah. So it was very the worst one. But that Rock Roman versus Cody and Seth was a great match. Rock in his
mm,
prime. Oh man, good days. Made me
yes,
remember playing WrestleMania 2000 on the
yeah, man,
N64. Oh man, it was a good time. Rock winning that match too with the People's Elbow was just nostalgia heaven. Then we go to
yes,
night two, which was by far one of the best, even top three, I would say, WrestleManias ever.
I agree.
Starting off with the Drew McIntyre and Seth. Drew coming out they played the Roddy Piper bagpipes.
Oh man, dude,
And
that was so
so
cool.
yeah,
With the oh man, yeah,
yeah,
the entrances was
yeah.
amazing.
And I'm hoping for Drew McIntyre to win, and he wins it. And then Damian
Yeah.
Priest goes in and cashes his money in the bank. And even the night before, I was like, "Yo, is he ever going to do that?" And
I was thinking that too.
sure enough, he did. Shout out to him from New York, first um, Latino to win in a while. So
Yeah,
shout
yeah,
out to him for that. So that was good. I'm happy that that happened, but I feel bad for Drew because Drew won in a time where we thought everything was over. He
yep.
held the company down when it was end of
All
days.
we did during COVID. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
so I
kidding.
really wanted him to get that belt back when his actual crowd is there. But eventually, I'm sure he'll get that when that time comes.
Yeah.
Then we go on to the rest of the night. The women's match was phenomenal.
Yes.
Um, the the uh, the main event
Oh,
was
dude.
the most nostalgic thing we could see
Oh my
in this day
gosh.
and age. We were just missing Stone
Yeah.
Cold and Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Yep.
We saw all those guys come out and do something.
Yep.
It would complete that. But wow, wow,
It
what a
was
matchup.
It really was. It was a really great show. We were doing a watch along, and I have another
Yeah, me
channel
too.
that I do, and
Yeah,
it was phenomenal. I called Undertaker, which I never get predictions right for wrestling. You think it's so easy to predict,
right.
but I literally said about maybe 3 minutes before that happened, I'm like, what would happen if you heard the gong hit, and everybody's like, ooh, but like you said, people thought it was going to be Stone Cold. It just made
Yeah,
more
yeah,
sense
right.
that it would be him. But oh my gosh, dude, just the ending of that was just absolutely phenomenal. And I was really, really happy to see Cody win.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think he's great. I do. What history that he had, and
yeah,
to get that finally for his dad
yeah,
after all
yeah.
these years and stuff like that. So, have you been watching a long time?
For sure, yeah. From since,
Yeah,
like I said, back in the day, my father used to take me to Madison Square Garden to see
yeah,
Hulk
that's true.
Hogan,
Yeah.
Jake the Snake.
Oh
Those
gosh.
days, Macho Man and Ultimate
Yep.
Warrior was one of my favorite wrestlers back
Yeah.
then.
Oh yeah.
That Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan match that took two VHS tapes to record. That championship match for the unification of the IC and the W and the world title. My goodness, that match was so long at that pay per
Yeah.
view. So yeah, I've been watching for a while, playing with my little brothers. Got three other siblings, and we used to play wrestling games, and have cousins
Yep.
come over. I was a big Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Triple H fan.
DX.
Yeah, my cousin was The Rock, and then
Hmm.
my other brother was The Undertaker, and then Stone
Yep.
Cold. So my other brother liked Jericho, and then we like Kurt Angle. So it was a mix of people who love different wrestlers. But the Attitude Era was huge. It was a good time, for
Yeah.
us and wrestling fans. But yeah, man. So to see this WrestleMania come the way it did, and yeah, shout out to Cody finishing that story. Right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love how The Rock just switched that up. Great, The Rock is just great at that. Um, But yeah, I think Roman needed a long, deserving break. So I hope he has a good time. I hope he takes that time off, and hopefully we see him Royal Rumble next year. That'd be great. Right?
Yeah. He was phenomenal. That whole story. I mean, that
Yeah,
we may never see a storyline like that in wrestling
no,
ever again,
no,
especially for lasting as long as that has.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal. I love, I've grown up on wrestling too. Late '70s, early '80s. I remember watching the first WrestleMania on VHS tapes because that's the only place you can get them. They cost too
yeah,
much to
yeah.
get.
Pay per
They were like
view.
110, $120 to buy back then.
Yeah,
So I remember watching those, and I was lucky enough when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I got to meet Andre the Giant. Um,
awesome.
oh my gosh, I'll never forget it. It was in a local gym because they used to go to just local gymnasiums, and he was in a ring that was way too small for the poor guy. And I just remember him walking out, and he came over in that big gigantic hand, and he pat me on the top of the head, and he said, "Oh, you're a good boy." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And there I am standing there with my dad, and all I could say was, "Dad, do you have a pen?" I wanted to get his autograph, and my dad's like, "No." I'm like, "Wait, you don't have a
Oh
pen?"
my
Like, I
god.
was like, "Come on, dude."
Tell him I need this.
But but yeah, I have loved professional wrestling for years and years and years, and yeah, WrestleMania was just phenomenal. I was also I like the horror characters, so I loved Undertaker. I
Yeah,
was a big Bray Wyatt fan too.
very
Unfortunately,
well.
his
Yeah,
it's
R.I.P. Man. Yeah,
I was so sad when he passed away.
yeah,
And I watched his documentary, of course, that they have on
yeah.
the channel, which was very
Yeah.
good. And so yeah, it's so good. Women sometimes laugh, and my wife laughs at me. She's like, "This is a male soap opera." I'm like,
It
"Yeah,
is.
100%
Yes,
it is."
it is. Yes. That's why we love it.
100%. Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, my friend. Well, listen, I held you long enough. I wanted you to go and get some rest. I know you've got a young one at home there, and that takes
Yes.
up so much energy. So
Yes, you already know.
I've been through that. So listen, thank you so much for joining me. I really had a wonderful time talking to you tonight,
Yes.
man.
Me too. I had a
And
blast. Thank you for having me. So amazing.
absolutely, anytime. You're more than welcome to come back anytime you like.
Yes, for
I
sure.
absolutely love it talking snap with you, and yeah, I'm sure listen, this is the guy you want to see. If you want to go see all those variants in the game, make sure you check out his channel and go check him out on Twitch as well. Make
Yes.
sure,
Thank you.
take a look at he streams and go check out his streams and stuff like that. All right, guys, that's going to do it here for me for tonight. Obviously, I will be back in the future. I've got, I think I have Tucker coming on
Yes.
next week
King
with
Tuck.
me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to come on the show. I will be on Snap Judgments with Glazer. Glazer's awesome.
Awesome. I met him.
Yeah.
He came out to Snap to Brookland too last
Oh, did he
weekend.
really?
So I
Okay.
got to meet him in person finally. So that was good. Yeah.
I always call him the hardest working man in Snap. That man
Oh yeah,
does.
he
Oh
is.
my gosh,
He
man!
is.
You're a teacher. My wife's a teacher, so I know you're a teacher, and you come out and do that stuff every
Yeah.
single day of the week. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love this community. I really do.
Too.
Everybody's welcomed me with open arms. I only started this about maybe 3-4 months ago, and everybody's been so kind, to come out and spend some time with me, and I do appreciate it. I think it's amazing. So
Community's
part of
phenomenal.
yeah, part of the reason why I love doing this. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it. Have a great, great rest of your night. Please stay safe, everyone. Be kind to one another. And hopefully, I'll see you on the next episode of Snap Decisions. Have a good one, guys, and I'll talk to you all soon.